Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys enjoyed the video today. We are going through the weekend of footy rapid fire. This is how we do it every Monday, so I hope you guys enjoy. Without further ado, let's get straight into the video. First game of the weekend, we had the Panthers beating the Rabbits 16-10 in a crazy match. Like, the start of the game, the Panthers were just dominating all the way through up to about the 20-minute mark, and then the Rabbits just turned on a switch and just brought it home, and it made it really, really close game at the end here. My biggest standout in this one was Isaiah Yeo. I thought he was amazing in this game. He really steered the ship for the forwards in the middle, helped players like Liam Martin, Garner, Moses Leota, and Fisher Harris just really kill it through the middle in this game. This is pretty much where the Panthers won the game, was through the middle. Nathan Cleary has been really, really good. Like, he's been steering the ship really nicely, but it's not the old, like, super coach freak Nathan Cleary that we know. Hopefully that comes very soon. Like, I didn't see too much running out of him in this one. He did go off halftime with a little bit of an ankle sprain or whatever happened there. But did come back in the second half and was goal kicking and all this and that. So hopefully that's not too crazy. On the Rabbit side of things, I thought that a couple players stood out pretty well. Like, you know, Shaq Mitchell had some decent minutes here and played okay. I thought it was a bit weird that David Moali only played like 20 minutes or something like that in this one. I thought that was really, really weird, especially because I believe out of the two of them, of Shaq Mitchell and David Moali, I thought Moali would be more of the high minutes player. Shaq Mitchell for me is more of the impact, like 20 minutes, bring him on, try and change momentum sort of player. And Isaiah Tass had some really good moments in this game too. So I wouldn't be shying away for the Rabbits. Like, they're going to bounce back. They're going to look good. They just came against a Panthers team that were just willing to win this game because they needed to win this game. Next game of the weekend, we had the Sharks beating the Eels in a high scoring affair of 30-26. Amazing game across the park. Was so entertaining to watch. We had the Eels start the game so slick, so fast with a couple of tries. Hopgood, man. Hopgood was instrumental in both tries. Both of them. In the first try for Regan Campbell-Gillard, just breaking through the line and throwing that really nice try assist onto Regan Campbell-Gillard for scoring that first try. And then that offload that ended up setting up that backline play that put Sivo in the corner. Just amazing effort there from the Eels to start the game. Then, while that play happened, so the backline set where Gutho got knocked out, this is where the Sharks sort of just bit down and they changed the momentum of the game. And I think they scored about 2 or 3 tries within that time period there and really brought the game back. I thought Nick Cora was fucking amazing, running such good lines and this and that. Will Kennedy was fucking awesome. He was all over the park, scoring 2 meaties in this one. One of them where he was just weaving everywhere. The other one where he hit a really beautiful line. Just overall, a really good game for the Sharkies. They bit down on the mouthpiece, and especially no Nico Hines, and they performed like that. I thought Trindle's been amazing for the last couple of weeks as well. But before I get off this game, I do want to touch on Hopgood a little bit more. Like, I thought he was fucking amazing. This is his second week in a row where he's gone over 100 for Supercoach. If you don't have him, fuck, I don't know why, like, what rock you're living under. Everyone was telling you to get him. There was a reason to get him. This was that reason. But I'm so excited for him this year. Whether he can maybe even crack that Origin squad for Queensland, who knows? But we need players like this. This is exactly what Queensland is built on. We need a player like this. He's got such good skill, effort players everywhere. Like, he's like tackling over 50 tackles a game. Like, he's in every bit of the contest. So amazing game from him. Next game of the weekend, we had the Broncos beating the Cowboys 28-18. And first of all, I just want to say to you Cowboys fans, I wouldn't be too down on this performance. Broncos just came out and they were just firing. To start the game, the Cowboys came out and they were firing. Like, they were on top of the momentum. Everything was going Cowboys. Nanai scoring the first try. Jason Tamalolo just looking lethal. And then Reece Walsh just clicks into gear. And Reece had the fucking game of his life in this one. I've seen this from Reece from the Warriors. I know a lot of you guys probably don't watch Warriors games if you aren't Warriors fans and this and that. Walshy has had these performances before. Not to this standard though. Not to where he like legit was taking over a full game. But he's had spurts of just special moments. And I just knew when he went to the Broncos behind that sick forward pack with Adam Reynolds and all that sort of stuff, he's just going to be a superstar. Like, he has such great potential to be something special. In this one, he was just electric. Like, the speed he burns, like him and Ezra Mann were really connecting really well on the field. I'm really excited for their combination coming up to the next couple of games here. Flegler, I thought, changed the game when he came on the field. Momentum-wise, he really, like, you could just tell the momentum shifted when Flegler came on the field. The effort he plays with is just fucking mental. Well pick up from the Dolphins there, getting him and Herbie Farnworth. And that's the other one. Herbie Farnworth, man, he's fucking awesome. Every game, he just runs and runs and runs and runs. I think he had like 20 runs in this game. Just fucking awesome. Herbie is that worker, but he's got the skill as well. So it's just amazing work from the Broncos here. Just across the park was an amazing game. Paddy Carrigan just there again. yeah, just what can I say? Reece Welsh just fucking mental. And with the Cowboys, I touched on it earlier on. I thought Jeremiah Nana had a great game. He just seems to find the try line. Tamalolo had an awesome game, started the game pretty well. I thought mainly what happened in this one was Drinkwater getting sent for 10 for the high tackle on OT that ended up fracturing his jaw and that. So that, you know, it is what it is. That's just what happens. I think Drinky is now out for like 4 weeks or something like that, 3 weeks. And if he contests, it's 4 weeks. Pretty unfortunate. But if you're a Cowboys fan, I thought the boys really held strong for most of those time there. I think it was only when you went to 12 men, that's where you started to really like fall away in the contest. You sort of tried to bring it back. You're only 1 try off to bringing it back, and then the Broncos finishing it really, really hard. So, yeah, I wouldn't take too much away from this performance of the Cowboys. I thought they were still very strong in areas. Obviously falling away a little bit there is a bit of a worry, but you know, it is what it is. Moving on to the Warriors versus the Roosters, 20-12. The Roosters got over the Warriors. And if you haven't already seen my Wild Talk video, I do a Warriors video each and every week because they are my team. That's who I'm most passionate about. Go check that out for my views on how the Warriors went in this one. But my quick summary of it was the effort was just there. Like we had about 4 people, 3 or 4 people go down with injury. We had Jackson Ford go HIA. We had Nia Corey out for a bit of minutes there for HIA as well. We had Curran go down with a hip injury. We had Chance get ruled out of the game with HIA in the second half as well. The effort we had there, and we still almost brought it back to beat the Roosters in this one, was fucking amazing. I want to credit to the boys there. Just fell away. Their errors is where we lost this one, honestly. It's just errors in silly areas, like the best areas possible where we were in attacking positions. We had silly errors, so that was pretty unfortunate. Moving on to the Roosters, just so many missed opportunities where it's pretty much the same on both sides. Like there was so many big moments there where, you know, a team could have took it and ran away or, you know, this and that. But I think desperation defense and just silly decisions really like coincided with how this game really went. So there was moments where we had the momentum, we were looking like the better team, and then like we got let off either with a penalty or this and that. And the same with the Roosters. Like we had Suoli'i make massive breaks here and just not look on his inside with Teddy. He was pretty lucky that Sammy Walker has got that try and the other one, but there was a couple of times where Suoli'i just needed a slick pass there or whatever. There was one where he made a break and he made that really silly sort of flick pass. If he just passed it a little bit earlier, I think Teddy would have just burnt it. But yeah, I just thought the effort across the park was so awesome for the Warriors. The Roosters, pretty unfortunate. Brendan Smith going on with a rib injury as well. So injuries all across the park in this one. But I just thought it was a very grit and grind contest, and well done to the Roosters for getting over the top. Now, talking about grit and grind, we had the Dolphins beating the Raiders 20-14. And for the Dolphins to be down, 12-0, I'm pretty sure, for most of the game here. With a couple of sin bins, a couple of like really crazy like moments in the game. It was wet. The Finns just grinded, got themselves to a great position and won the game there with Isaiah Katoa coming strong. For that double pump play by Isaiah Katoa to the hammer, to put the hammer over. Amazing game for Isaiah Katoa to finish off the game like that. As soon as Sean O'Sullivan went off with that sin bin, I looked over to one of my boys I was watching it with and I was like, bro, like Isaiah Katoa is going to be the one to take over this game and finish this game. It's just the storyline. That's just how it was going to be. And he did. Like he stepped up. Amazing game from him. It's great to see him step up in the big moments, especially in his second full game NRL. Like that is mental. The kid is so young. It's just so mental. I don't think people give such appreciation to it because we all expect kids to get into the rugby league and just like into NRL and just kill it. It doesn't happen that way. And for ones that happen like this, it kind of like, it doesn't help any new kid that comes into the league when players like this come through the way it is. I thought the Ham had a really good performance in this one, scoring a couple of meaties. He was in every bit of contest there. We had Tommy Gilbert, I thought, played a really good game in this one. I think the biggest one is Kafusi, bro. He's just still like whacking blokes like crazy. He put Hudson Young on his ass like a couple of times there. It was just fucking amazing to see. That obviously that big one where it blew the ball out. It was pretty unlucky, that call. I really do wish that the defenders kind of get that call go with them. Like, they're not really going to attack the ball. It's just a tackle, like, motion. It's kind of the same if a strip happens. Like, when they go for the one-on-one strip, they call that. If he goes for the strip, then it gets classified as a strip. But if it's in a tackling motion, it doesn't get called that. So, I don't know, man. Like, that's a bit of a weird one. But great game from Kafusi. Had a couple of moments where he wasn't amazing, but the defense was there the whole time. Over the Raiders, I thought Jackie Whiten was fucking mental in this one. He was really, really good. He always shows out for his Raiders teammates here. I thought Fogarty had a decent game too. And Hutto Young, even though not having his best game, I thought the effort from Hutto was crazy. I think he just tried a little bit too hard in moments, but yeah, you know, this is the guy he is. He's just going to play every single minute. Yeah, good to see Hado Young just put in a whole lot of effort in each game. Last one I want to touch on in this one is CH and Haruiranara. Great game from him as well. It's so good to see him lock down that 13 role at the moment. I feel like he's a guy to keep there. He played awesome in this one, so shout out to CHN. Now, on one of the biggest upsets of the weekend, and to be honest, when we look at it, it's like, fuck, was this the biggest upset? Because no Munster and all that sort of stuff with the Storm. But I just think I want to give credit all to the doggies. Like, egg on my face, I thought the Storm were going to come in here and it's going to be such a tough game for the Dogs to win at Amy Park. And the doggies came out and they fired. I think the biggest one here, I've touched it last week, where they were so left side reliant, where they got this brand new toy in Viliami Kikau, and they just wanted to use it every single like part of the game. They just wanted it to work. And they tried so hard and it just didn't work. And they just looked clunky in every other area. Instead, there was a couple of moments in the game where the right side did look really, really good. And in this one, they finally used their right side to the full potential that what it is. Jacob Preston was fucking awesome, running beautiful lines there. He still roared in some areas and that, but he's going to grow into something really, really special. The effort he shows is fucking awesome. And the lines he was running was just causing havoc for the Storm on those right edges there. Kuraz had a game out because of this. A whole lot of space on his side because of Preston and Avarillo just creating a shitload of space on the inside that Kuraz just was like open field. He scored a couple of really nice tries there. But even then, the work he gets through from his backfield is fucking awesome too. He's not like the biggest winger in the world, but he's just all effort. He just breaks tackles left, right, and center. So good game from him. Reed Marnie, man, he's just the guy. Like, he's the effort player that's bringing all the boys through, and he's just looking really, really good in a Bulldogs outfit. Getting a 40-20. I think I touched on this with my Bulldogs top 3 players to watch. We had Reed Marnie in it. I think his biggest underrated part of his game is his kicking game. He actually has a really good kicking game under him. So now it's getting a shine that he's not in that Eels outfit. He's in a team with a couple of younger half, well, not younger. I think Flano's younger. I think they're both younger. Yeah, younger halves, more inexperienced halves. Other than Moses and Dylan Brown, we got Flano and Birdo. He's really taking the contest to himself and playing fucking amazing footy. On the Storm side of things, I thought Eli Katoa had a fucking belter of a game here. I think the biggest thing with Eli, his defense and his effort is really showing through, and he's playing fucking awesome footy there. But it's now opening up now his attacking game, which has always been there. We've all seen it. It's actually flourishing. There was a couple of times there he ran just a beautiful line, ran it really hard, found his way out in the backfield and almost scoring a try or two there, which would have boosted his Supercoach points over to 100, which I would have loved to see, especially having him on my bench. But, you know, just an amazing game from him. It's so good to see him and Hughes connecting really well on that side, especially coming into the next coming weeks without Munster and a whole lot of key players here. Hughes and Eli Katoa are going to have to really step up here with Harry Grant as well. And I thought Harry Grant tried his heart out. As always, he does. He's had a decent game on Supercoach, like for what the game was. You know, he was trying to bring the boys back into the contest, and he did almost do it. But the doggies just kept holding strong. Like, they did really well to hold on to this game. And last one I want to touch on was Will Bulbrick. Finally getting some sort of ball in this contest and showing some sort of potential in this one. It's really good to see him. He's a breaking tackle machine. Hopefully we see more out of him, especially, you know, now there's no Munster and all that sort of stuff, and there's no Big Nelson coming for, like, I think he's out for about 6 weeks now with a knee injury, which is pretty unfortunate. That forward pack's getting lighter and lighter as we speak. It's really unfortunate for players like Will Warbrick, because I feel like if he had a full team there, I feel like he'd have more potential touches of the ball and show his potential out on the football field. Like, I really rate him as a football player, so hopefully he gets more touches and really shows out. So the next game, we had the Knights beating the Tigers 14-12 in, like, to be honest, I'm going to be completely honest, this game was such a long watch for me. Like, it's just one of those games where it was such a weird game, but with Kalen Ponga going off with the HIA within the first, like, tackle of the game, where, you know, he caught the shoulder of Kapoa, like, so unlucky. My prayers are all out there for KP. He looked good after the game and all that sort of stuff, but these HIAs are getting crazy now. I don't know where they go from here, to be honest. And then Brayley going off with the HIA. The Knights were like, they had Phoenix Crossland playing hooker for a whole game there, and Jacko and was paired up with Tyson Gamble, who Tyson Gamble had a fucking day out in this one. I thought he had an awesome game. He had the chirp too, like, just amazing game from Tyson. I didn't know he had that ball playing in him where he put Fitzgibbon over in that really flat ball on the line where he played an overs line. I didn't know Gamble had that in him. But full credit to the Knights here. They really dug in and they took a really gutsy performance out of this one. But over to the Tigers, and another really disappointing game. They didn't really capitalize on any of the opportunities that no KP, no Brayley. Like, bro, I don't know where I go with the Tigers here. Like, Dewey had some moments, but then the errors crept in at the end of those moments. Like, there was a couple of, like, silly decisions because he's trying so hard to bring the boys into the contest, which I don't expect, especially when you have Isaiah Papali'i and Api Coruscant in your team. Usually, like, these sort of halves, they don't need to, like, overplay their hand too much, but it's exactly what happened. He was trying to overplay his hand quite a bit. Lukey Brooks had a whole lot of effort in this game, but it just looks like he's trying to be the dominant half for most of it. I just don't know. They look so disjointed in attack. It's just all over the park. There's moments where Api Coruscant gets out of half, and then there's no one with him. He was just like, and then errors come off the back of that, where he had that flick pass out, and poor Stefano, who's about fucking 7 foot, had to get down to his knees and like take that ball and knock the ball on. Like, I thought Stefano had a decent outing here. Supercoach wise, scoring pretty well, getting that try at the end, which really saved him in Supercoach points and this and that. But he's out for a lot of minutes on the field, but he's still just, I don't know what it is at the moment. He's not like, they're not looking like a team that is high energy, that are really like pushing the pace and that. I thought they looked better in their first game against the Titans, but they weren't able to find their way into the try zone. Like, I don't know what to put it down as. Hopefully Bateman comes back and changes something here. But it's like, I don't know. It's just the support play. It's all the little things like that. It's just not there, which is really, really, like, really shit to see, because the Tigers coming into this year is what everyone was excited for. A lot of big pundits had them getting into the top 8, or being the team to get into the top 8 over the Doggies and like Manly and the Broncos and this and that. They were the team that everyone was watching to be like, if they're going to be the one to crack into the 8. Now it's not looking that way. Now it's looking like they may have, I don't know if they'll have a better year, but they may crack like 12, 13. I don't know. But again, this is the second game of the season. They will get better from here, hopefully. They just need to fix up a lot of things in their attack. And they'll, defensively, they only, the Knights only scored 14 points on them here. So, maybe that's the best thing I can take out of this game for the Tigers. I'm really sorry, Tigers fans. And last game of the weekend, we had the Dragons beating the Titans 32-18. And this game was such a crazy good game, especially coming off the Knights and Tigers game, where I messaged with one of my boys as a Titans fan. I was like, if we sat through that Knights and Tigers games, I felt like every time I looked at the clock, I was like, fuck, this game is going to take forever. Dragons Titans game, that first half felt like it just went like that. Like, there was so many good moments in this one where the Titans were up, 12-2, and I still felt like the Dragons were in the contest. They were ready to go. Like, the energy they were playing with, the attack they were playing with was fucking awesome. Bud Sullivan was sick. Ben Murdoch-Masila was fucking awesome. Benny Hunt was just controlling the show left, right, and center. I thought Jacob Little had a fucking awesome game in this one. I didn't expect this from Jacob Little. He's always been injury prone and this and that, but I've just never really seen anything out of Jacob Little where I was like, oh, he's got the full potential to be something good in hooker and this and that. But he had a decent game in this one. I thought Joshy Kerr, fucking shout out to Joshy Kerr, had to defend him in high school and all this other stuff. Fuck, he played amazing in this one. He played awesome, coming off the bench and just kept that energy really high. Blake Laurie scoring the meaty, fucking awesome job from him. Really good game from him as well. You could just tell, Tyrell Sloan, all these guys had fucking amazing performances, and I haven't even touched on the Titans, who I didn't think had a bad game out. Obviously, defensively, they let a whole lot of shit through, but the Dragons were playing at a high energy pace, and they were playing really, really good. Ravalawa had an awesome game as well, breaking tackles left, right, and center. Moving on to the Titans and how I thought of how they went, defensively, not so great, but they had moments in attack where they looked slick. Boren still was not back to 100%. You can kind of see that on the field, but still, they performed really well on that left edge. David Fafita breaking 7 or 8 tackles in this game. You didn't really see it, but you did. He was not the David Fafita of last week, but they still, were there and thereabouts. Tino had a fucking massive game here and had a massive game on Supercoach for me. Shout out to you, Tino. You really fucking helped me crack a decent score in this one, scoring over 100 points for Supercoach and that. Fucking amazing game from him. Tino was fucking awesome. Getting that try too, where off the tap, just showed the effort. That guy is a fucking leader. It's so good to have the Titans have him at their club. And last person I really want to touch on here is AJ Brimson. And fuck, he was on fire in this game. For the start of the game in the first half, looked fucking amazing. Just breaking tackles left, right, and center. I've been saying it for a while. He's our mini bite-sized Teddy. He's our Queensland Teddy. He's just got that same sort of movement pattern. Just people just fall off him in tackles and this and that. Just really good game from him. And actually, not the last one. Calm Pereira, coming off a week in Supercoach where he scored 6, didn't really do too much on the field. He had an actual really, really good game here. Was really unlucky to pull back on one of his tries there, putting his foot out, but fuck, he just looks electric. Like, he's going to grow into a really good winger in this competition. So shout out to him for bouncing back after last week. So yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video so far. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. As I said in my Wild Talk video last week, next week's going to be a little bit tough. I probably won't be able to do my weekend review because I'll be in Sydney. I'm going to be in Sydney for most of the week. So yeah, hopefully we can get a video out a little bit like maybe towards the end of the week or something like that. Maybe we could do a preview of the weekend or preview my Supercoach team or something like that. But my videos are going to be scarce next week. This week, we still got the Supercoach review of the weekend and how we did, and then the preview of the weekend. So hope you guys enjoy. Appreciate every single one of you guys tuning in again for all my content. Thank you so much, guys. Peace out.